So among most of the Funko drama right now with their limited edition drops or them using AI art recently and many other things, there is one thing right now that the fans are absolutely loving that they stuck to their word on. Hey everyone, welcome back to a new video. I do hope you're enjoying your day today. So today I want to talk about something Funko's been doing lately that I feel has been very beneficial to the company, and again, it is making fans very happy, and that is them rushing new products to the market extremely fast. Now in the past with Funko and their products, they would get to things extremely late. Like I'm talking 2-3 years after they've been popular, and then they wonder later, oh, why didn't this sell? People love this line. Well, it's probably because every other company dropped merch over the last 3 years and you didn't. However, with their new CEO, Josh Simon, he's been a very big advocate of rushing things to market really fast that are currently popular. And I'm assuming this has to do with the success of K-pop Demon Hunters. That was one of the lines that they actually rushed to market so fast that Funko was one of the first companies to actually have figures out for it. Now granted, I do believe Funko had a slight edge because they have a very good relationship with Netflix. Their current CEO is actually a recent VP over at Netflix, so you know, you can kind of see the kind of relationship Funko had. They had some ends there where they could speedrun some products. However, like I said, K-pop Demon Hunter was so well received and did so well for them. It was in their top earnings for one of the last quarters, so I'm assuming that had a very heavy impact going forward with some of the decisions with the new CEO, like pushing products to the market faster. If you notice with some of the latest leaks or announcements, they've been of shows that are either not out yet, like Kagurabachi for example. We're expected to go full lineup in early 2027. The anime isn't even out yet. They just teased the first episode, I think over at Anime Expo to a bunch of fans there, but I don't believe they're releasing it anywhere else. So unless a ton of clips leak out online, which I'm sure some have, we have a very long wait until we get more first looks at the anime. And I do believe Funko planned it to where they might announce them right before and have the products in hand right around when the anime starts, which is pretty crazy. Now, another pretty crazy announcement that we weren't expecting so soon was Obsession. They dropped a pre-order the other day, 2 months after the movie came out in theaters. That's really unheard of with Funko, and I'm sure this is going to sell very well for them. If they could have gotten it out like maybe the same month or maybe even a month later, it would have been even bigger. People love this movie. This movie's breaking all kinds of records, and the fact that Funko was able to get out a figure so fast for it, even though the pre-order date is set for 2027, I think, it's still insane that they were able to speedrun this like that. And personally, I'm just a huge fan of Funko doing this as a company because they were really just doing the wrong things over the last several years, trying to push products that were no longer popular, while companies like U2's and several other ones, U2's just comes to mind currently, were pushing out more current products and, you know, selling out or just doing very well. Meanwhile, by the time that Funko gets to those product lines, they're just kind of sitting waiting to go to clearance. Now, another great example here would be Off Campus. Now, I personally don't really know too much about this show, but the fact that Funko felt like they needed to speed run the line when it just came out like 2 months ago over on Amazon is pretty crazy. A lot of people seem very excited for this. Same with Heated Rivalry. Even though I believe that came out last year, not too long ago, it was probably like almost a year, it's still a very fast timeline for Funko as a company. We do also have a leaked list of other pops that are expected, I believe, right around the same time. So they announced some early just to get collectors hyped, and then we're gonna get a full wave later. Now though, I can't say Funko still hasn't had some fumbles lately, like their Blue Lock line that was leaked recently. Now that's not expected until early 2027, which is a huge bummer. If they were able to get this out during the World Cup, these pops would have sold like hotcakes in my opinion. Now though, they did drop several different football player pops though. Don't get me wrong, they dropped a lot of merchandise, which was really great for them, and I hope it did sell well for them. However, they did drive their focus to like these World Cup related Naruto and Sasuke pops. They actually weren't that well received in my opinion. Like I think hardcore Naruto fans or like football fans really enjoyed them, and they were really great molds, but it's like, I think people would have preferred them to speedrun Blue Lock pops rather than these. And the only reason I say that is that when I do my TikTok videos, for example, a lot of those do blow up when I'm talking about like Funko Pop leaks, and my Blue Lock one got 100,000 views. And not to say that Naruto is less popular than Blue Lock by any means, but when you have the soccer, football correlation, whatever you want to call it, currently with the World Cup, I feel like it just would have made more sense to push out Blue Lock as fast as possible. But at least they're making it, I suppose. Now, to be fair though, with the Blue Lock announcement, like leak video I did on TikTok, it is currently World Cup time, so I definitely have to take that in consideration, but at the same time, they were still announcing World Cup stuff at the time of me doing that original leak video for the Naruto and Soccer Pops. And then when I did the reveal video, it actually did about maybe 50,000 views, so double what the leak one did. So that's really not that much better. Just people weren't crazy interested in those. I think Blue Lock would have sold much better for Funko. Now though, something that's important to mention here though is that something like this could technically backfire too. And what I mean by that is there's been plenty of lines out there that have popular show backing and didn't do very well. So of course it's always a gamble of speedrunning licenses and trying to push out products, and they might not do well. However, the way Funko's been doing it with early pre-orders with Obsession or, you know, the Heated Rivalry and the other show we were talking about, that's actually really smart. Plenty of companies out there do 6 to 9 month pre-orders on their products. They basically like to get your money here and now while it's popular, because later on it might not be as popular and not as sought after. Because basically people might want to spend their money on a different figure coming out for something, you know, that they really like in that moment. They want your money now, which is a very smart strategy that Funko really never took advantage of for a long time, of doing early pre-orders like this. I never understood why they didn't do that. Maybe it's because they have so many retailer partners and, you know, it's a lot more logistic work, but I feel like it was really hurting them not doing early pre-orders. Like Tamashii Nations with their figure arts that do really well, or, you know, plenty of other Bandai figures out there. U2's does all their products made to order, if I'm not mistaken. So, you know, just companies like that who are doing these like half-year pre-orders, but they're guaranteeing sales doing it that way. Versus Funko always taking gambles on their line, printing like 30, 40,000 and then getting stuck with like half of them. Now, some other things that I noticed that they jumped on pretty fast was Witch Hat Atelier. Now, even though this anime is super hyped now, I think it's just ending, I think. I didn't watch it, but my wife's been watching it recently. I've heard a lot of really good things about this. People are saying it's anime of the year potentially, and it did pretty well on a TikTok video for me too. So I think this line definitely has potential, and the fact that Funko's pushing out pops for it in early 2027 is still a pretty good timeline compared to what they used to do. Now, some other things I wanted to mention included Black Clover here. We haven't had a Black Clover line or pop in a while, and the fact that Funko's actually timing this shortly after the new season is coming out in October later this year. I think we're going to probably get them announced around them, and then they're expected in the first like 1 or 2 months of early 2027, like ship dates or whatever. I still think that's a really awesome timeline, and it's great for Black Clover fans. We'll have a new set of figures coming. One other big thing I wanted to mention that Funko was kind of timing perfectly was Persona 4 Revival Pops. As you guys do know, the new game is actually coming out, I think, in February of 2027, right around where they're timing these pops. It's perfect for the game's release. Persona's had a lot of crazy news this year, like Persona 6 announcement, as well as this Revival game announcement. So timing the pops right around it, I think people are going to want to pick up their copy and pick up the set of Funko Pops. So yeah, guys, my overall point here is that I think it's great that Funko is really sticking to their word here and really trying to change things around over at the company. This is a huge step in making Funko a fantastic company again. Because let's face it, they've been in a slump for a while. Not saying that they're still in that same slump, but technically they still are. They're just not as popular as they used to be, unfortunately. They made a lot of bad decisions. But this decision we're talking about today to speedrun products more regularly and jumping on hot trends now is so good for the company, and I have to applaud them because the new CEO and the team at Funko right now are doing great jobs with that. Well, guys, those are my thoughts and opinions on Funko speedrunning new products super fast. Let me know what you guys think about this. Are there any lines that you would love to see Funko make relatively quick that they maybe haven't paid attention to or they haven't made just yet? Is there something like this year that you watched that you feel like Funko Pops would sell well for? That aside though, thank you so much for watching today's video. Make sure to hit the like button down below if you did enjoy, and subscribe and click that notification bell if you're new here. I do want to say a big shout out to all the awesome Patreon supporters of the channel. You guys are amazing for supporting myself and the channel. If you guys are interested and want to check out the Patreon, the link is down below. We have a Patreon link Discord where we share a lot of information, news, restocks, updates, links, and more. And finally, make sure to follow me on all my social medias at Skittlerampage over on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, and my Facebook page so you can stay up to date. All right, love you guys. See you guys in the next one. See you guys later. Bye.